Good morning everyone, this is Ryan from RVBs and Friends, and today I'm going to be trying out the game Rimworld. I've played this one a few times, so I am a little bit experienced with it, but I'm still pretty new to it. Well, let's just dive in and create our new colony. So there's different scenarios that we can use. There's Crash Landed, we give you 3 survivors to work with. There's a Lost Tribe. That gives you 5, except that they're technologically behind. There's a Rich Explorer, gives you 1 Rich Explorer out to experience the universe. And there's Naked Brutality. That one I'm going to skip for now because I'm still learning. This is basically you're naked and alone on a world. So I'm going to start with this one here, just the Rich Explorer. And let's choose that option. And then there's 3 different AI storytellers. Cassandra Classic is the classic one. You can see here she creates events like raids, resource drops, or whatnot. But she's pretty steady path, and she gives you some time in between some of the different events. There's Phoebe. She gives you lots of time between events, but as you get higher levels, it ramps up. And Randy Random is truly random. Makes it for a little bit more difficult experience, but he'll push you pretty good, but it's still pretty fun. They're all pretty fun. I'm going to choose Phoebe. Just gives you some time in between things. And kind of difficulty settings. I'm going to just choose Community Builder, again, just primarily because I'm learning. Alright, so this is the options to create your world. So there's different seeds you can do. You can go out online and look for the different seeds and what ones people like. The globe coverage allows you to how much of the globe you're going to cover. And most of the other options are pretty straightforward: rainfall, temperature, population, and you can change some of the factions, but I just leave those all at the default. Going to hit generate now. Let's take a look at our planet. Here we go. And using the arrow keys, you can see the coverage of the planet is about 50%. Goes all the way up. And you can see all the factions on the planet. So what we're looking for is we're looking for a place that we can build our colony. So if you use the scroll wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. And we're just looking for a place that's suitable for us. So if you click on this region, it'll give you a description: dry region, but not dry enough to become a true desert. You can look at things. You know, they do have some forageability. So you can look at the temperate forests, right? Let's see here, forageability 100%, animals can graze, and growing periods year-round, which is a good thing. And some of the things that I like to look for are nearby villages and things that you can, or places you can trade with. Nearby roads are good, so you can travel much quicker. Sometimes it's fun to play on a water source, or like a river. You can see if I click on this, it'll have a river. You can see if I click over here, it'll have the ancient asphalt road. But just because I'm looking for some materials, marble and granite are good rocks to have. You know, I'm going to be looking for some place that have more mountainous regions. You can see like this will have terrains and passable marble, slate, and limestone, whereas this is just all flat, no mountains. So just looking around just to keep things going. We're pretty close to that Ospolis. I love the names of this game. So we are pretty close to this area here, but also close to a road. So I'm just going to choose this section. Okay. So lots of options. I'm just going to play the classic game for now, but this is the fun part where we get to choose our rich explorer. So you can see this is Chili. She's a defector, and some of the things to look for are things that this person is incapable of. So she's incapable of artistic, but she's got a great memory, but she's ugly. So there's a little bit of drawback to some of the negatives, some good things with the positive. And we can go through our list of pre-made people here. Here's Jackson, here's Burns, definitely not going for Burns, lots of things that won't do. Same thing for Dimitri. And definitely not going for Myrtle here. So jealous and slothful, really slow. So if you don't find someone that you like, you can hit randomize, and you can see it'll give you a new person with all different stats. So this one has, Johnson has a chemical fascination. He's a slow learner, and you can see he's got some other health issues going on over here, some smoke leaf dependence. So looking at Pepper here, Pepper's actually looking pretty good. You know, she does believe in the female supremacy, but she's beautiful, so that adds a +2 there, and she's tough. So, and there's nothing she's incapable of. But looking at the abilities here, you know, early on you're going to need the construction. She's good at cooking, so there's a lot less chance of you know, getting sick from the food. But you know, she's good at growing plants and crafting, so she's looking pretty good for a starting character. You know, she'll be pretty good at shooting and you know, using clubs and whatnot. So these little flames, just give you a little background. So these little flames are things that they're really excited about doing. So you can see other skills don't have them. They'll learn at, you know, they'll do these tasks, but they'll learn at a specific rate. And if I come over here, this one, crafting, she's got a 1 flame on it, so she'll learn faster while she's doing that. And these 3 items, construction, mining, and plants, she'll be learning very, very quickly. So she'll be leveling up these skills pretty quick. So Pepper's looking pretty good. So let's start with Pepper. And going to generate the map now. And you can see she's getting tired of the, well, just a pampered world that she lives in, and so she's going to get out there and try things on her own. Here she comes. Alright, let's push pause here, because one of the things you want to do is take a look at your planet. So using the WASD or the arrow keys, you can move around the world to take a look at it. You can also zoom in using the scroll wheel. And as we look around the planet, you see it is pretty rocky. Right now she's in a little alcove. And some things to look out for are, for some later games, you can see this is underneath here is a geyser, steam geyser, that'll help you with some energy. And over here is some rich soil. As I hover over in the bottom left, you'll see it says rich soil. This will definitely help out for farming. But let's see what else we have out there. So we've got some little remnants of civilization. And a lot going on, lots of animals, which is good. You have an ancient ruined tank. Alright, and lots of rocks that we can mine out. So what I'm looking at though is this is a pretty good spot for our initial starting place, and the main reason is if we were to just wall off this little section and this little section, Pepper's pretty protected. There's a lot of room that we can expand our base, but we can also protect it from others coming in. So this is a good thing. And if I come over here and build a wall over here, this is a very big room that we can start out with for a beginning base. So with that, looking at this, I'm going to go stick with this area that we started. It's a pretty good area. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is get Pepper the charge rifle. So just going to right click on that and say choose that. If you double click those, we're going to allow her to use all these different items. Alright. And now we've got to get Pepper to building some walls. So we've got quite a bit of steel on hand, so it's an easy early game resource to build with because you have quite a bit out there. So I'm just going to build the steel wall there. And then I'm going to build a steel door there. And we're going to get Pepper going. And there she goes. She'll start building out that. And that'll be really good to start out with. Now we're well protected. We do have a lynx that might cause us a little problems here, but once we start looking at that, we can start thinking about what to do with that lynx. But yes, I'm also going to have Pepper build out that section so she saw that we have some more work to do. And the good news is we got some compact machinery there. We got a wall here, we'll have to check into that later. But we got a lot of material to work with. And let's see, let's come over here and we'll need to cut those down. Our male cat named Bloody. So she's going to go through and start putting the roof on, which will give us a nice large room to store our items. You see, if they're outdoors, some of these things will start deteriorating. So we need to move them indoors. Now, one of the first things I always like to do is to give our person a nice bed. Nice table and chairs. So I'm just going to switch really quick to have Pepper build out the chairs. One of the things that you need to watch for is as they eat, they like to eat with a table and chair, and they get their mood might be impacted. Right, we have to watch these settings if they don't eat with a table and a chair. So part of the mood is we got to make sure that they're well fed, that they're well rested, which is the bed, the recreation, which we'll build here in a minute, some beauty, which is to make the rooms better looking, and some comfort, which the bed will definitely help with as well. So you got to pay attention to their mood. If you let their mood drop too far, they will go on, they'll have a mental break, and there's a myriad of things that they can do, which is not a good thing. So let's put in a torch here. And while she's doing that, I am going to create a stockpile for us so we can just store all of our stuff. I'm going to create a dump stockpile here for if we start mining out, we can put you know, rocks and whatnot into it. And I wasn't thinking, but looks like we're gonna have to take care of this lynx here soon because it is inside our area, and when it gets hungry, we don't want to be sleeping and have it come after us. And one thing I'll do, so I'll just put a column. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put a column right there because if I believe the roofs can only go 6 tiles in, and then if there's no support, it'll actually collapse. So I'm going to put this pillar in so it'll help support the roofs around it. And you'll see that she's going to start moving items in. And I'm gonna, if you hold shift down, you can give your people more than one option in sequence. I'm just gonna speed this part up here. Alright. And after we do that, she's going to have herself a little meal. She's going to pick one up, and now she's going back to her needs here. You can see she's relaxing socially. So this bar will be going up. While she's doing that, I will prep the next item, which is for another item for recreation. And I like that position. I like to keep it somewhat close to the base. There we go. So let's speed things up a little here. That's good. We've got some hares here for later on, so we can actually try to tame them, or we can have them for a meal. Alright, I'm going to push pause. One of the things I want to do is I'm going to attack this lynx here in a minute, but Bloody is in the room and don't want it to get hurt. So I am going to create a new area. So if you didn't see that, I'm going to go here to manage areas, create a new area, just name it pets outside, and close that. And now I'm going to go to pets outside, and let's see, I'm just going to put it up here. Now that I have that zone, I can go to animals and have Bloody, the cat, go. You'll see Bloody will start making its way up to that area. Alright. So now I'm going to draft and I'm going to try to get it to come outside with me. to be careful. They can come back at you if you hit them. I see Bloody up there is hunting a hare while I'm hunting this lynx. Get out behind this bed there. And there we go. Yep, I'm going to try to get it outside here. We'll take a look at the lynx and then look at us. And I've got to go to, is it health, and I can self-tend because I'm going to need that here. Alright, so I need to come off of that. You can see Link's Revenge, and now I need to go take care of myself. Let's just look. I know it's going to be a little morbid, but I don't think I'm going to be able to take care of Bloody, so we'll see how Bloody does on its own. But for now, alright. Thanks to High Mood, Pepper's experience and inspiration. She's going to work faster. That'll definitely help us out. Here, let's see how I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. You can see she's doing pretty good. There she goes. She's going to rest. And again, I'll speed this up. One of the things you want to make sure is if you find someone that's a night owl, you'll say night owl in here, that you go to their schedule and you adjust their schedule appropriately so they're sleeping during the right time. Now while Pepper's sleeping, I'm going to come over here and change to manual what the things that she's going to be working on. So firefighting is always a 1. We always, if there's a fire anywhere out here, we got to make sure that we go put out that fire. So patient 1 as well, so we want her to take care of herself. Doctor, if anybody else is hurt, they'll help out. Bed rest, I'll put that as 1 for there. Basic, now basic is turning lights on and off, so I always put that as a 1. Warden, handle, these are all at 3s, which is fine. Now construction, she really enjoys construction, growing plants, and mining, and planting and cutting plants, so I'm going to put those as 2. And then Smith and Taylor, we're going to leave it pretty much almost everything else will be at a 3. And these ones are especially important in the early game as she needs to build and grow some plants, which we got to get going here in a minute. So let's speed this up. She needs some warm clothes, which we don't have anything to make clothes out of yet. See how she's doing. She's doing a lot better. We'll keep an eye on that. There's a chance of infection that'll come from these things, so we'll see. Let's get her going. I'm pretty sure the first thing she'll do is get up and have a meal. She's getting pretty hungry. Doesn't, we may need to just tell her to go eat. since I put her on bed rest, she may stay in bed until she's fully healed. We're going to have to clean up that here in a minute as well. But before she rests, I really got to start moving some stuff around and getting some things prepped. So let's have her butcher this lynx. One, so we can get some leather and a little bit of food, because we've got 17 meals here, so we need to start getting some things going. And while she's doing that, actually, there is another animal to be butchered. I'm going to come up here and set our zones for growing. So again, rich soil. This is really good for growing. You can see down there in the bottom left it says it'll be for 140% fertilization. So basically it'll grow food a lot faster, and just because I need food quickly, there are different plants that grow at different rates. The rice plants will grow the fastest, and I'm going to get those going. So let's see, what leather did we get? We got 9 and 3, so not a lot to make some clothes, so we'll probably have to find another source of leather later. Alright, let's just make sure that bear's not going to attack us. So the first step is in the sowing area. She has to clear the area of the grass and then plant. You can see part of that is cutting down the trees. Which has a benefit to get us some wood as well. And wood's one of those things where it will deteriorate if it's left outside too long. Gotta get this area going. You know what, I'm going to change her bed rest options here. Alright. Again, just holding the shift button down. She's doing a quick job of these trees. Go over here to see, you can see she's planting and she's learning very quickly. You can see that number going up pretty fast. Just gonna have her get through a lot of these things while she has some good stats. Takes a while to plant. The good thing is the rice grows really fast. And I'm getting quite a bit of wood out of it. Let's see, you can see it's already 6.2% growing. I see pepper's not doing so good, but I don't really have a source of food for Pepper, so I'm thinking about letting her go. And it's a little morbid, but she can also be used as a food source. Or, I mean, Bloody, not Pepper. Some of this wood, at least inside the corridor here. She's doing good on stats. Let's see, how's her health coming along? She's healing very nicely. And looks, oh, I actually missed one. Alright, then after this we've got to move all of our food stuff indoors. I'm just trying to get this closer to the base. Eventually I'll get it all inside so it doesn't deteriorate. Alright, so I'm going to move these guys inside and speed it up a little bit. There we go. And now you can see they're not deteriorating anymore. Let's see, outdoors 56, indoors at 68, so she'll be pretty warm inside. Alright, and with that, we've got to think about what we want to do. We're going to need to make some food here, so once you click on the icon, you can hit the E to flip this around so you can put the chair where you want it to go. You can see it, I put the table and chair here on purpose so that way I could use the one chair for both eating the food and also for the fueled stove. This is another reason why I need the wood, because we need the wood to be able to cook the meals. Now, that's going to need to make some meals here soon. Let's see, we got 8 and 20. So we'll see if we can make a meal out of that. If not, we might need to have to hunt some hares. And you can see it's already been 10% of the rice is already grown. Alright. Let us fast forward through the evening or the night and get Pepper going here. One of the things I'm going to have her do is clean up a little bit when she wakes up, because that can lead to problems later on. Alright. Once she eats, have her clean up some of that blood. Oh, she's relaxing socially. We'll speed that up because that could take a little bit of time. And yep, she's gonna start building out the stove. Alright, so Bloody's healing up. We need a meal source, which is what we're doing now. There we go. She was fixing up the steel wall that we shot up earlier. Alright, now we need a defense, so let's go to security. And just put, let's see, if someone attacks us, it's either from that side or that side. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just put one there. Get that out of the way. Once that's fixed, have her carry some of the wood back. And then we can think about, is there anything else that we want to add in to make her life easier or to expand on things that we can do. So we've got quite a bit of stone out here. So we got some granite, we got some marble. Each one of these, if we make some blocks out of it, is 20 blocks. So you can see we've got 14, so the 280 blocks there. Got a bunch out there, so roughly about the same there. So marble and granite, very hard rocks. So I'm thinking if we use those, we could build out the walls. And I like the rock walls, because if you look at the steel, if there is a fire, these things can catch fire. But the stone walls, let's see, this is a limestone one, you can see it's 0. So, and they're a lot more durable too. So if someone's attacking them, 465 versus 300, they'll hold up longer. Now the question is, what is this wall holding? That was there before when we started, so there's probably a room or something hidden up there, and it's just a matter of what's in there. We got some steel over here, so we got some machinery over there, so if we need any of the components, we can get some more there. A decent room. But next we need to start building out, get Pepper her own bedroom. Alright, so the question is, where should we put this? We can do that way. If I do this way, I can get another table of a different kind over here, back to back, not taking up much room. I'm going to start working on the stonecutter table. And she's doing pretty good. I'm going to have her start working on this table here. Put a chair there. Definitely have enough wood around. I'm gonna have her start hauling the wood in just so that doesn't deteriorate. See, doing pretty good on the wood. Still got some steel out here. If we need the steel, we can take a look. And we have our first visitor. So let's go take a look. And there's Paul. Not much we can do. He's just going to visit, hang out for a little bit. You know, thinking about it, one of the things, right now we only have one exit, so if someone attacks, you know, if there's an overwhelming power that attacks us, that door is the only way in and out. There's this side over here that we might be able to dig out this way so we can have a secondary route. And there's also a lot of other animals we can hunt or try to tame on that side. So rather than to go all the way around this, here comes Paul. We might be able to go that way. But first, let's do until we have 30 granite blocks. What was it? Granite and marble. So let's build this out, and marble. There we go, do until we have 30. Alright, let's let her rest up. So she's doing pretty good. She's mostly healed now. And once she's healed, we'll have her start working on that. So Paul's hanging out up there. Let's see our food, 26% grown. So good, we're going to have some meals here shortly. And let's see. Alright, so she's fully healed. Usually I like to cook 4 simple meals at a time. So she's going to just start going making those blocks. And let's see. But let's see if we can use some of this meat to make some food, so that way we don't lose Alright, so 10, I'm going to do a second one here. And I don't think I have enough for a third one. But this was going to deteriorate and go away in 6 hours. So that'll make it last a little bit longer. So 4 days, that'll help us out. And usually they'll eat these meals before the survival ones. Alright, so now what do we work on first? So we got some granite blocks. Let us work on a granite wall. Paul's going to be leaving us here. Alright, so we got a wall there. So, gotta do pretty spacious room. Let's see, what would be a good one? Should we do 6 by 8? 7x7 will give you a 5x5 interior. That's 5x6. So 5x. Yeah, let's just do that. That's too big. So let's do a little smaller. The bigger the room, the better their mood is, or their feelings about that room are. Now I'll keep the steel door just because it's easy and cheap to manufacture. Once we get toward building out our defenses and stuff, I'll switch out the doors for more durable ones. Alright, so she's 100% healed and getting back on track of her sleep, I think. But she should do some recreation right after this. But yeah, getting Pepper her own room will also help with the beauty aspect, because we can put some flooring in, and we can add other things, like for example we can go out and find some of these urns because they have a beauty that adds to the room, which will make them more comfortable and a happier person. Alright, so she's going to go play horseshoes as I thought. So we'll speed that up a little bit. And most likely, she's going to start building the wall. That's cool. She went out and grabbed some resources, brought it in because she knew she was going to come in here. And there goes Bloody again. So Bloody. Yep, there went that good timing of that meat going away. Bloody's eating that hair over there. Let's have you haul some of this over there, because sometimes they just get enough resources just for the door. Since she was going that way, might as well grab some more. I think we have some wood up here. Let's go grab that wood, just get that out of the way. Grab that wood. Let's just move all of our stuff indoors. Alright, so she got some food. Then after that, I'm gonna work on cutting some blocks down. I'm only focused on the marble right now, as that'll be used for, oops, sorry, granite. That'll be used for the granite walls. Once we have that in, we can then start making a really nice bedroom for Pepper. Actually, we'll cancel that one for now because that'll make the room. That's unfortunate that mad hair was right on top of us. All right. So once again, need to tend to a bite wound so it doesn't get infected. But once she's done with that, we can then go get some meat that we were looking to get, and there we go. Then we can see how much leather we have. I think you need 50 to do patchwork eventually get. But the next table we get should be the tailor. There we go. Just gonna clean up some of this. Alright, just move on. Sometimes when you ask to clean up blood, it'll clean up all the dirt and everything before it gets to the blood, so that's why I've had her move on. Didn't see that one sitting there. So now this, and she's fully healed already. So we're doing good. We got 430, 465 wood, 185 steel. Those are some good resources to have. I'm thinking about placement of this. I'm actually going to flip that around so I can put it won't let me put that there. So let me cancel that. I was thinking about using just the one chair for both stations, but it doesn't look like able to. And if you want to see the quality of the bedroom, there's this option here, which you can see the beauty on this one's hideous. The space is average size, which is actually okay for early on game. But the wealth is impoverished, right? It looks awful, but the beauty's, instead of hideous, it's ugly, which we can work on here in a second, or in a minute. Alright, well, she makes this. Let's see, because she's saying we need, she's gold. Let's see, so parka, 80. And I don't think we have nearly enough leather. We have 25. I'm going to put a door here so she doesn't have to go out and then in to the bedroom. She can just go straight through. Still got enough wood. We can add an end table, so this will make it a little bit more comfortable. And then also a dresser, which adds a small comfort bonus. So, and it does add a little bit of beauty as well. So that way, her mood will be a lot better. So you can see she's still not happy. She's sleeping in the cold. If we fix that, that'll expire in 8 hours. Let's see, indoors. So we can work on that here. So I'll put a door, and then I'll put a vent here, which I'll just talk about in a minute. Let's fast forward through the evening. Still kind of chilly for her. All right. So she's gonna go make the items, which will be good. Let's see here. Comfort is at 0.84. Comfort's at 0.9. Every little bit helps. Now let's check it out. 0.95. And you can see off to the right there, it'll show you the values. So it also helped that when she made the bed, it was a very good quality. Alright, so I talked about a vent. So what a vent does, you can read it here, but if you have a heat source in one room, or cooling source, it'll allow that temperature to just go between the two rooms. So it basically just, you get double for your money. So you put a heat source in here, right? So if I wanted, so she's been complaining of the cold, I'll put a heat source right there, which is also doubles as a cooking source, by the way, but that heat source will now heat up both these rooms. And indoors, you should see the temperature start going up. Fast forward while she relaxes socially, you can see now it's 58. Right, these two rooms right now are normal, or the same, because there's no walls. So now that the walls are up, the two rooms will still stay relatively the same temperature. All right. One of the things I want to do is make sure everything's clean. The cleanliness affects mood, but also the beauty of the room, which in fact affects the mood of the person. But it can also make things so when you cook foods, it gives issues. You don't want to get food poisoning. So she's just moving everything inside, and then you can see there's a lot to clean. I'll just fast forward through. She's done a good job. All right. And she's going to start hauling that. So now let's go back to here. You can see the room is still ugly, which will affect your mood. So what we can do, let's see, what blocks do we have? We have 40. These are marbles. So we can come in here, and there's two options for the tile or the flagstone. I always use the tile. It takes longer to do, but it adds a beauty component. So it'll actually make your room prettier, which the people will really enjoy. Actually, let me make sure the ones in the room get done first. It'll start out getting uglier, right? You can see it went up from 1.01 to 1.36 negative, and as the tiles are being made, it'll get prettier and prettier. All right. But I am going to, what is this? Spoil. I'll give it a little while for the food to get down before I force her to make some food. We're getting some other food growing. And actually, I need to get another zone. This one should be for cotton. We need to start making some clothing. There she goes. Get her up there quickly. And actually, free food and leather. Not sure what killed it. Grizzly bear. But you know what? Free food, free leather. Need to keep an eye out for that in case there's others around. Oh, like a guinea pig. Because it's always good to have free stuff. You didn't have to go through the effort to kill something. I have a decent amount of plain leather. And what I'm going to do as well is add in chunks of a spacecraft. So those could be important later. Oh, that's right. Now, one of the things I was going to do was to reinstall this in the room to help with bringing that beauty of the room up. You can see right now it's at minus 0.43. Oh, just leave that on. And there you go, minus 0.29. So the tile really helps bring up that beauty. You'll see by the time all the tiles in, which will take a while, but you know, the room will be decent. But for now, we're going to let her plant some cotton, which does take a while to grow. So rice is coming along pretty good, though. Always need some wood, so that's good. I'm expecting any minute now coming up another event. So far we've only had the one traveler and then the mad hare that went mad right on top of us. Good amount of wood too. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. what you can all the way back. And I'll do the same thing, move the rest of it inside the perimeter here. I'll speed that up. And most likely she's going to go to sleep, I would imagine. Getting close. Yep. Now she does not have an awful bedroom, so this should go away soon. That'll go away. And those things should all go away after this rest. Alright, let's fast forward till the morning. And I'm just gonna check here. Do we have enough? We have 38. Yeah, so we should be able to make 4 meals. This top one here, 4 meals at a shot. Saves on some productivity there. Alright. And after that, oh, she was already going to do that. Yep, so she's already going to cook 4. You can see that she's grabbed 38 and 2, so still good with the 10 meat per meal. And then right after that she should cook the 2 extra ones, which is perfect because we have 20 meat, and then I guess, well, I don't need recreation yet, so let's see, she might do some tile work or getting the stones. Yep, we're going to grab some stones to make for the tiles up here. Alright, fast forward somewhat. Now we're going to do some recreation. And she should go build some tiles. Then I'll be curious to see how far the, yep, there we go. So you can see the room's getting pretty nice. And there's certain things that'll bring down the beauty. So if you have raw materials, you can see it's a big beauty reduction. So once she gets those raw materials out of the way, it'll be good. Some of the other things that'll impact the beauty as well depends on your wall. I think marble walls have a +1, but if you have the raw raw marble or raw stone, it'll have a minus. So later on we'll mine out this wall, replace it with another one, which will also increase the overall beauty of the room. What was patchwork? How many details? We need 50, yeah, so 50. I don't think we have 50. Right, we have 39, if I do the math right. 16 plus 14 is 30, yeah, 9. So we're almost getting enough to do leather. We're almost getting enough to harvest some rice, so we're doing pretty good. And there we go, we're back into the positive aspect for the room. And there we go. As I mentioned, I was expecting one here soon. So they're going to prepare for a while. So a group of pirates from the crazy partners have arrived nearby, so let's go take a look. So they'll walk somewhat closer and then they'll just hang out for a little bit. Wrong button. So now, if I wanted to, let's see. I already forgot where they were. So they're coming this way. They should probably hang out around here somewhere. So they're going to come this way. If I wanted to, I could, let's see, security. I could make a spike trap right there. And just to kind of ensure that they come through that trap, build out a little wall. Well, not ensure, but make it a little easier for this person to come this way and come right through my spike trap. All right. There we go. They're going to start attacking. And I'm going to recruit. And let's see, should if I get one good shot off. And I'm just gonna, oh, well, no, I gotta go this way. Shoot. There we go. That was not a great strategic part move on my end. Alright, so now let's see. So Wallace here is not doing too bad. Still hard, okay. So, but overall health-wise, you know, should add up. Let's see, and let's go to bio. So, psychically dull means, you know, any kind of psychic thing might happen. They're not going to be affected as much. They are slower, but overall, so there's an option. We could, you know, capture Wallace here, and then we could try to recruit him into, you know, our little village here, or we could heal him and let him free so he can go back. That would, you know, give us some good points for the crazy partners. Or we could just actually kill him here and bury his body and, you know, be done with it. So decisions. I'm just looking at Wallace here. Not really good fighting. Construction's okay. Cooking, he is really like cooking, likes plants and animals. Good at medicine too. So overall, there's not a lot of negatives. I might want to try to recruit him. So let's see, furniture for right now. I'm just going to give him a sleeping spot right there, and we're going to call it for prisoners, and then we're going to capture Mr. Wallace. Then we're going to have to heal him up as well. Alright, so we're tending, and then we got some items. Now it's always good to gather these items. I didn't really want to use the Go Juice nor the Steel Club. Well, you know, Wallace, if we do recruit him, might use the Steel Club, but you might be able to sell these items later as well. Alright, so let's check out Wallace here. speed this up a little bit. And get through the tending here. Yep. So let's see if we can save Wallace, because that'll be a good person to save. Once we do get him stabilized, we can work on a better bed for Mr. Wallace. And with that, we have a self-tamed raccoon. So let's move our raccoon to the inside. Alright, so I am going to deconstruct and then put Wallace in that bed because he'll be more comfortable and should heal a little bit quicker. And just like that, Mr. Wallace has an infection. Not doing really well. And then after that, we will do some cleaning and hope for the best with Mr. Wallace. Alrighty, so that's a good spot for us to call it a day. Hope you liked what you saw so far. Obviously, you just let me know what you think about how things are going, if you have ideas about where we can go next. But thank you for watching, and I'll be trying to get these out there at least once a week to see how well Pepper and hopefully one day Wallace might be doing. Thank you, and if you like what you watch, click subscribe and check out all of our other content. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.